Right after I uploaded the last video, talking about Chaeyoung wearing a QAnon shirt during Music Core, Chaeyoung found herself in hot water again for yet another controversial shirt. Twice's Chaeyoung recently uploaded photos on Instagram wearing this shirt showing Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols wearing this symbol. Now, just to be clear, this is the tilted symbol associated with the Nazi regime and not the religious swastika. This obviously garnered her a lot of backlash because it happened right after the QAnon incident, and on top of that, this one seemed to come from her own personal wardrobe that we can now see she's worn multiple times on her own time. All of this combined created a situation that went way beyond the K-pop community.
Others saying no, she was just wearing a Sid Vicious shirt, she probably didn't even see the symbol. But also, there are a number of people not buying that. And that's because she also wore in like the same week a QAnon shirt. Though fans there defending her saying she didn't understand what QAnon was, others blaming the designer. Though you also have critics saying that K-pop is full of anti-Semitism.
Twice's Chaeyoung apologized after posting a photo wearing a shirt with a swastika. This came, well, like literally a week after she wore a QAnon shirt. Nar says anti-Semitism in K-pop is way too overlooked. Chaeyoung wearing a QAnon and Nazi shirt 2 days in a row, both being anti-Semitic. Stop hiding this. And mind you, these are her own clothes.
Upon this controversy blowing up, some people defended her while many others condemned her. While no statement was made about the previous incident from last week, Chaeyoung did immediately come out deeply apologizing this time for not recognizing the meaning of the symbol on her shirt and has now taken down those photos. Another continuation we have from the last video is about NINGNING revealing a secret she has kept all this time regarding her right eye that she had surgery on as a kid and can barely see out of still to this day. Well, with this knowledge, we now realize how it affects her daily life, as aespa's recent trip to the airport saw NINGNING covering her right eye and even turning around in a bit of discomfort, maybe even pain, as the cameras were flashing. Thankfully, she seemed to be okay, eventually making her way through the airport without any other issues. However, I can't say the same for Karina just a few days later. We're always talking about the chaos and mobbing at the airport. We've seen idols get hurt multiple times. We've seen them plead with people and fans to keep things safe. But in this case, as people were trying to shove gifts and things into the girls' faces, Karina's face was hit with something while she was reaching to accept the gift. You can see her react holding her face after it happened, too in shock to grab the other gifts that are still coming at her. Thankfully, again, I think Karina was ultimately okay this time. Finally, we were all in shock last night when a rumor started circulating about EXO Sehun's pregnant girlfriend. Someone made an anonymous post claiming that Sehun's alleged girlfriend was currently pregnant because the two were apparently seen together at the OBGYN. It continues saying that this will be announced after EXO's upcoming promotions are over. They posted pictures along with this to back up their claims, including the alleged girlfriend's profile picture that further suggests that she's pregnant. However, SM Entertainment quickly came out denying the groundless rumors and stated even though the post is now deleted, they are still tracking the people responsible. On top of that, Sehun himself came out explaining how angry he is about all of this, hoping that people don't believe any of it. Now that all of this is cleared up, let's get into the positive things that we can celebrate in K-pop. Oh my god, this makes me so happy because their music deserves it. 50/50 have earned their first Hot 100 entry with their recent song Cupid, which has also been blowing up on TikTok. Here's the crazy thing. Only the 5th K-pop girl group in history to enter this chart. After what feels like for the first time in forever, all the BTS members reunited during Jin's first vacation from his current military service. Suga's caption made sure to let us know that V and Jimin were indeed there, but left before the picture was taken. Speaking of enlistments, two guys we also hope to see reunite with their group soon are SF9's JISOO and Winner's MINO, who are both coincidentally the 3rd members in their respective groups to have now enlisted in the military. Congrats to BTS's Jimin, making history with his solo release, becoming the first ever solo artist to have an album exceed 1 million sales on the first day. With that, we've had other Korean comebacks and releases take place since the last video, including pre-releases from IVE and Solar and Moonbyul's awesome subunit. And even though it's not quite here yet, it's safe to say BLACKPINK Jisoo's solo debut is highly anticipated, as she has now already broken the record for the highest number of pre-orders by a female soloist. By the time you're listening to this, let me know if she already secured the million seller title, which would make her only the 4th artist artist to achieve that as a soloist and in a group. Last November, YG announced the departure of Bang Ye-dam and Ma Shi-ho from Treasure and the company. Before that, both guys were on a very long hiatus, with Ma Shi-ho focusing on his health. Well, we've now finally heard from Ma Shi-ho as he opened his own personal Instagram on his birthday, promising to return the love and support fans have been giving him this whole time. By the way, I also made a playlist with artists that are celebrating anniversaries. I included Pristin because Kyla and the members were also posting about it. Shout out to Kyla, who's awesome by the way. The reason I picked Lonely Street for Stray Kids' 5th anniversary was because that and Waiting for Us were my favorite performances when I finally got to attend their amazing concert in Atlanta this week, which of course was postponed last year. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who came up to say hi, and I know what some of you guys are wondering, but for those who are curious, I'll save those stories, interaction, and memories for another time, as the guys are now headed to their LA stadium shows. Just like Twice, who is now the first ever Asian female, actually first female group period, to ever sell out SoFi Stadium for their upcoming tour and second Asian act to do so after BTS. So many shows and concerts happening all over the place right now, because on top of aespa being the very first K-pop artist to perform at New York's prestigious Governor's Ball, as co-founder Jordan Wolowitz told me they thought aespa were the perfect artist to introduce K-pop to that audience. Congrats to TXT on becoming the first K-pop group to headline LOLLPALOOZA after performing there last year, where of course J-Hope was the headliner. Not only that, but NewJeans will also be performing, making them the first ever female K-pop artist to do so. The girls are still young, so hopefully their safety is a priority at the festival, but something tells me Danielle is tough enough to protect them if she really needs to.
You cut any other animals?
Sure, I can cut a rabbit. Cut, cut, cut!